Paul Packwood, second violins at the Brunel Sinfonia. Music is something very close to your heart, but something that you neglected rather.
It is indeed. Way back in the 70s I was actually at music college, which I left in 1976, but went into mainstream teaching where there just wasn't the time. I did a little bit of teaching of violin while I was there, but it was obviously something I was missing. And it was only when I retired from teaching about 5 years ago, one of the other members called me into Brunel, and I walked into the first rehearsal, and it really was like being back at college again. All these young people playing their instruments, big string sounds. So I thought, yep, it feels like I'm back.
Did you miss it when you were out in the big bad world of grown-up making a living?
To begin with, I didn't have the time to miss it. It's just when you start teaching, it's just too much. It's every waking hour, really. But certainly later.
Okay, Dr. Tina Mehta, leader of the Brunel Sinfonia. When did it all start?
Ooh, started back in 1999. A couple of guys moved down from Oxford, young lawyers, and they basically wanted to pick up girls. So decided to set up an orchestra. One was conducting, one played the cello and ran the orchestra, and actually the conductor did marry a cellist in the end.
Well, that's a qualified success. 12 years later, the orchestra is still going strong. Tell me about the early days and how it gathered momentum.
Oh, so when we started, I played from the second term, and there were only 30 players right at the beginning. So we had, it was literally a tiny bunch. We barely had enough people to cover all the instruments. At our most, on occasion, we've hit, well, our biggest ever, we played at the Colston Hall, we had 508 people on stage, but usually we're a much smaller bunch. And these days, we have, all sorts of different people, lawyers, doctors, students, all sorts, retired people like Paul.
Well, you're a busy person in your actual life. Where do you find the time to come out and make music every week?
I'm a doctor in my day job, and music's just a really, really good way to switch off. So you get here, and no matter what's happened all day, you can just kind of forget about it, focus on something else, and it just makes it a really great hobby. Meet loads of people, make new friends.
Like me.
Like yourself.
Thanks, Tina. Mark so Director of Music with the Brunel Sinfonia, and I guess the man in charge of programming decisions.
Most of them, yeah.
How do you go about that?
Take into account the orchestra write up music that they'd like to play. We also try to choose at least one piece that's very popular, so from the Classic FM sort of list of top 100 or 300, and then I get to choose one of my own. So this time we're looking at Shostakovich 15, because he's one of my favourite composers, and this is a piece that I've not done before.
When you're making decisions on programming, how much are you aware that these are non-professional musicians doing it for the love of it? Ability has to be a consideration, I guess.
Definitely, you have to take into account what people want to play, what they can play, and what they can enjoy playing. And you have to take into budget. You have to take into account forces, how many you need. They want to do a piece with 20 horns, so we have to find 20 horns.